Hello, my name is Caroline Shatley, and today I have the honor of introducing Katherine Williams. Many of you may know Katherine for her National Parks water bottle, well, her third one since the other two have mysteriously disappeared, but I've had the pleasure of being Katherine's friend, lunch table buddy, and meaning of life classmate. Katherine is always willing to lend a helping hand without needing to ask, like the time she quizzed me on definitions for my psych test that I had not studied for, even though it was the next period. Katherine is also incredibly thoughtful and intelligent. I'm always in awe at the lunch table when she mentions her classwork or in chapel when she receives tons of awards. Even in our Meaning of Life class, she always writes wise and mature pieces. I will not make you all wait any longer to hear her insightful words, so I give you the one-of-a-kind Katherine Brooke Williams.
For as long as I can remember, I've struggled with anxiety. For so long, I've been too scared to put myself out there, and during the few moments where I did, I would get embarrassed at myself. I never knew who my friends were because I was never sure who considered me a friend and who didn't. I pushed others away because I was scared about how they thought about me. The more I pushed others away, the less they interacted with me, which only reinforced my constant anxious thoughts. I felt like my peers were annoyed or embarrassed with my presence. I felt embarrassed with my presence. I felt isolated and lonely. By high school, I grew tired of the constant worrying and loneliness. I was more aware of my thought patterns and tried to change my mindset using logic. Unfortunately, the problem was that my anxiety was not logical. No matter how much I reassured myself during my moments of anxiety, my thoughts never went away. I got frustrated with myself. In my mind, I knew that none of my fears would come true, but for a reason unknown to me, I just could never get myself to stop worrying. Around junior year, though, everything changed. My anxiety was now medically recognized, and I knew this was the time for a dramatic change. I couldn't go on like this any longer, especially not in college and in the adult world. I was tired of it. I needed anxiety meds desperately. And after months of me and my family advocating for them, I finally got them. The summer before senior year, I finally started on the anxiety med sertraline, and a couple months after I first started taking it, my family noticed a change in me. Some family members say that I'm much more lively. Others say I'm more annoying. But I've come to the realization that the voice in my head telling me I wasn't enough had now been put to sleep. I've since learned that my happiness came from my choosing to take the meds that quelled the constant anxious thoughts. I'm a much different person on sertraline. I have a much higher self-esteem than I did just a year ago. I have much more confidence to put myself out there and be myself, no matter what others think. I rarely feel lonely anymore, now that I'm absolutely certain that I'm surrounded by people who love and support me throughout everything. If you've noticed that I'm a little bit more chatty this year, this is why. In Jane Kenyon's poem, Happiness, she states that there's just no accounting for happiness, or the way it turns up like a prodigal who comes back to the dust at your feet. I've learned that I can't force happiness. I can't just tell myself to be happy and I will. However, if I start making steps to improve my life, then happiness will turn up like a prodigal at the dust at my feet. And to the beautiful class of 2026, thank you for being one of the main reasons I choose to fight for my own happiness every day. I know I've always been pretty reserved, but trust me, you guys, the faculty and staff, and the rest of the school means so much to me. I know saying goodbye is going to be so hard. I could not have asked for a better start to my life. Thank you.